Welcome. This is Nick with Capital Catalyst Cards, where I talk about trading cards, mostly Magic, how to make money. That's the goal, is making money and having a good time. So let's dive in. I today am going to go over every single thing, or at least almost every single thing I use day to day in my business, where in the past year I've sold a little bit over $100,000 worth of cardboard. It is a good time. I really enjoy it. I do make money as well. I probably made about 10%. So, it's like I sold 100 grand of stuff and I made somewhere between 10 to 20 grand. It is what it is. And I want to walk through today all the stuff that I use. And real quick, before I do, I'm going to have links to everything that I talk about here in the description, except for the one awful product that I will talk about, just as a warning to other people. But before I dive into that, I want to kind of tell a little bit of like a parable, which is like, how you can start learning guitar with a $10 guitar, right? And you can start learning guitar with a $1,000 guitar. And there are a lot of people that are like, I'm going to learn guitar and I'm going to buy the Gibson Les Paul. It's going to be great. And I'm going to become a guitar pro and it's going to be a good time. And then there's other people who are like, I'm going to learn guitar and I'm going to just start off with the Costco bundle that's like $100 and it comes with the amp and whatever. Okay. Both of those people more than likely aren't going to learn guitar just because learning guitar is hard and people, get excited more. It's easier to get excited about doing something than it is to do it. And I say all that because I don't want you to watch this video, add everything to cart and check out unless you odds are you just shouldn't, period. If you have been selling and you see something here that you're like, oh, that would definitely upgrade my setup, that would be a good thing to get. I guess if you don't have anything and you need to start somewhere, you'll need some of this stuff for sure. But I'm just warning that you do not need to blast $500 to get started. And I'll be able to talk through kind of my early purchases and you'll be able to see what my early purchases were, mid purchases, late purchases. What stuff do you need today versus what stuff you can wait on? Because look, if you're just trying out selling trading cards, you do not need, the best of the best everything. Some things you can just get the more basic version of and get by. Does that make sense? Anyways, all right, let's dive in. First item that I'm going to share is an item that I don't have a link for below because I want you to not get it. I bought this. You can see I bought this in 2022, which was, I think, a little bit before my business formed. And my family needed a printer, but I knew I was going to be using this for printing shipping labels. And this printer is actually great. It's just fine. It has one huge problem. It takes special cartridges. And this is what I'm warning against. Do not buy a printer that takes special cartridges. Don't do it. You know why? Because you're going to be like me and buy these 35 times. They're like $25 each. And guess what? There's an alternative. And this is what I do have linked below, which is a super tank printer. And, they call it super tank. That's just marketing gibberish. What it means is it comes with these bottles of ink. And you pour the bottles into like a reservoir. Yeah, that's the word. And guess what? You can print like 1,000,000 sheets with, one bottle of this like black ink and some of this colored stuff. You can just print all day, every day. Where with these cartridge printers, I would go through a cartridge a week. I guess I only bought 35 of them, so that's not quite one a week, but it's like I would just go through these and it's a lot of money. So, this printer is $190. There's cheaper options out there and I would recommend get whatever makes sense for you. I bought this $250 one that was recommended by Pokey Pasture actually. And it has served me very well. I am jazzed about it. I bought it, a few months ago, and I haven't had to replace the ink once. Like I said, with my other printer on busy weeks, I'd have to replace it every week. It was crazy. And so I'd be buying like 2 or 3 of these black ink things just to have them ready to go for when I ran out. Oh, it's crazy. So anyways, Printer, very important for printing shipping labels. That's the main thing I use it for. Printing shipping labels for eBay, for TCG Player that you then wrap your cards in. Great. All right, what else? Shipping labels. So there's lots of options for these. You don't have to buy this one, but I am going to link everything below. And if you use my link, I do get paid maybe. The maybe is, fun fact, if you do affiliate through Amazon, you have to sell $100 of affiliate stuff worth to get a payout. And so will I ever get there? I don't know. But anyways, it hypothetically helps me out if you buy on the link. But there's probably better deals out there anyway. So take a look around. But all right. This is so cool, actually. This technology is fantastic. If you're not familiar with this, this is a thermal printer. So it takes these labels and there's no ink involved. It just burns into this giant sticker what exactly the label needs to be. So, of course, it's just black and white, but it is so cool. And so I use this for a number of things. First off is I use Pirate Ship for my shipping labels. So whenever I sell a TCG Player package that's $35 or more, I go and to pirateship.com, I buy a shipping label with USPS, and I print it using this printer. Print that out and tape it on to a bubble mailer or something. Oh man, I don't have that on this list as the bubble mailers I use. Maybe I can look those up. Anyway, so that's the expensive TCG Player packages is one place I use this. And the other place is for eBay. Every single sale, whether it's a cheap or expensive package, you can use the eBay standard shipping labels or they're more expensive labels. But anyways, every single label on eBay you can print using this printer. Very cool. It takes away the need for stamps, regular like USPS stamps, and it is just fantastic. You can also do other fun things. Like, this is dorky, but I printed my resume on one of these. You know, you could just like take a picture of your resume and then, you know, print it, and then you have a sticker of your resume. I don't know. It's stupid. I'm like laughing about it. But there's other interesting things you can do. Like you can use this printer to do it, and I've done it. So these labels, the standard labels are 4 inches by 6 inches. What you can do though, is you can get 2 inch by 3 inch labels, and then you can print magic cards onto those 2 by 3 inch labels. And then there's stickers that you can put on basic lands or junk cards or whatever. And then you can make your own proxies. And I've done that. And that was a cool thing that I did. Not every single art you can read super well, but some of them you can. Most of them you can. And that's a cool thing. It's a fun thing that I've done with this printer. So anyways, but for the business, printing shipping labels, it has been a huge deal. Owning this printer has saved me so much time and effort, because otherwise the alternative is you print off on a regular 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, you cut it out and you tape it on. And this just saves all that work. It's really, really nice. Anyways, all right, moving on. Oh, okay. These are the labels that go with the printer. I go through these very slowly. You can see the last time I purchased these was August of 2025, and I'm not close to running out. Which I guess some businesses, like if you sell a bunch on eBay, maybe you need all these, but some come with this printer. So if you're going to buy this printer, you don't need to buy the spares yet. But these are the spares. This is what I get. It is linked below. Great. A stamp. This is a stamp for your address. So you put your business address, and this is just a mock image, right? But you're able to customize however this works. So you customize, and then they send you it with your address. So I've got mine, my Capital Catalyst stamp right here, and it's awesome. So one note, by the way, because some people like to get really fancy with their shipping, and I'm going to get into my shipping, and it's not fancy. It uses a simple envelope and a simple stamp and a simple address. Nothing fancy on it, nothing on it that makes you know that there's trading cards in there. And guess what? I experience very, very, very little lost in the mail. I would say that I experience less loss in the mail than the average trading card business. And I don't know, but I think that part of the reason for that is because people get fancy. They get fancy envelopes, or they get a fancy stamp that says like the finest magic cards in the land, or whatever, right? And they stamp that on their thing, or even the like do not bend, or careful, or all of these extra shiny things make potential thieves be like, oh, maybe there's something good in there. I really recommend doing what I do, which is just the most basic setup. Basic envelope, basic stamp like this one that I'm showing here, and I've got a link below, and a basic USPS stamp or basic shipping label or whatever. That is what I recommend. So anyways, I didn't buy this exact one, but it has plenty of good reviews. I bought actually from Simply Stamps, and mine works great. It could work better. Simply Stamps, not sponsored. Anyways. All right, what's next? Top loaders and sleeves. Critical for shipping safely. Every single card you ship should, at a minimum, go inside of a penny sleeve, inside of a top loader, and then you really should be inside of a team bag. And the reason for that, like, let's say like, oh, why can't you just do a penny sleeve? The reason you can't just do a penny sleeve is because stuff bends and gets damaged. Your card could get damaged in the mail if it's just in a penny sleeve. Oh, okay. So that makes sense why you need a top loader. But why do you need a team bag? The reason you need a team bag is because the card can fall out of the top loader. The top loader is open at the top. The top loader is open at the top. And if you don't do anything about this top, the card will fall out. Not will, it can fall out. So people are like, oh, well, you don't need a team bag. You can just put a piece of tape. Well, yes, but now there's a piece of tape between the person and the card, and that's a big pain. And it's fine. You can do that. But that is not best practice, not recommended, and that can get you in trouble. I, in my early days, refunded somebody because a card got damaged because I put it in the sleeve, and when they're trying to get it out, the tape touched the card and hurt the card. So the team bag, which I'll show later, the team bags I get, the team bag is critical, and I can get out one as an example. So this is the team bag, right? It's just like a plastic bag. And so I get the card in the sleeve, I put the top loader inside, and these have sealable, you can like rip off this plastic wrap and then seal it. I actually just like fold it down, and I actually just use a piece of Scotch tape and close it for reasons. I mean, I just don't like the extra trash that comes by peeling this off. And I think it actually is easier to open with just the piece of Scotch tape there. Anyways, all right. So top loaders, inner sleeves, critical for shipping. This is the big pack. I get this big pack. You can get smaller packs. I've tried buying other stuff. It's either more expensive or lower quality. These have been awesome for me. I've bought them many, many times. Many top loaders, many sleeves. Okay, team bags. These are the team bags I've been getting. There's probably better ones out there. I don't know. But similarly, I've tried other stuff, and it has been spooky. And so, anyways, team bag works great. It can fit multiple top loaders in it if you need to. Yeah, not much more to say. Link below. Envelopes, baby. So like I said, this is just basic. The 10 or number 10 security tinted self-seal. These are pretty cool. They've got just like a piece of garbage on the back, and you can just rip it off, and then zoop, it's ready to seal. And so these are great. I've loved these. The one alternative to these that isn't trivial, like this could be cool, is there are ways to print envelopes that are already filled out, already has your address, already has their address. What you do is you export the shipping details from TCG Player, and I'm sure you could do it on eBay too. Well, actually, I don't know. eBay has their own shipping system. So TCG Player, you export your labels or your addresses, then you can print onto the envelopes. So that's a thing. I think that would work best if you subscribe with like stamps.com, and you can also print the stamp straight on. That would be a pretty cool setup. I've thought about that. You have to pay monthly for stamps.com, and it feels a little expensive to me, so I'm not going to do that. So these are the envelopes that I've been getting that work, feel great. Yeah. Paper's paper, but this paper's pretty cheap. Link below. Tape dispenser. This is actually a big deal. I could talk about this all day, and I will right now. Is that this tape dispenser's heavy, or at least heavy enough, so you can set it down, because when you grab a piece of tape from it, it pulls it. And so if you got this small dinky thing, you're going to just pull it off your desk. But you need a big, heavy tape dispenser that has some weight to it, and you pull it and it doesn't move, and you get your tape dispenser. I've bought 2. One for my wife because she kept stealing mine. And lastly, okay, this is the, well, I'm going to say this, but then I was about to say this is the most optional of all the things, which is funny because now I'll explain why I get it. This pocket microscope helps me know if a card is real or not. I have bought revised dual lands and just kind of trusted that. I don't know. I guess I felt them. Like I didn't just like, oh, yep, the cards are there. But, I do take stuff out of the sleeves. So if you don't know, there is a thriving counterfeit market out there. And by that, I mean, there are sellers who sell cards that are made to look and feel like real Magic cards, and they are fakes. And they're out there. And so you got to watch out. People might not be maliciously trying to sell you fakes, but the fakes are out there, and somebody is getting got every day. I just know it. So this thing is nice because you can tell. So what you can do is it has a light on it. So you put on the card, you turn on the light, you look through it, and you can do the green dot test or other tests that you can look up online. I won't get into the details, but you can see the green dot. You can see the 4 red dots that form an L. And I've done it. I've done it on fakes. I've done it on reels, and it works. It's a great way. So this is all reliable for me to check and make sure that before I buy a card, before I sell a card, it is real. It is real. So that is the gist. There's other things too. I guess there's one other thing. Let me see if it's on here. What are they called? They're called bubble mailers. Bubble mailers are critical. I use bubble mailers for any order that requires like a good shipping label. Like any of the things I print off the Jadens. Bubble mailer. Okay. Here you go. This is what I've been getting, but you could get anything. Yeah, any bubble mailer works. Once again, doesn't need to be fancy. You don't need to have your logo stapled all over it. I just put the card. In fact, I wrap it the same way. This is an order that needs to go out. I've got the card in here inside of the, it's a fairy macaw. I got the card in here inside of the sleeve, inside of the top loader, inside of the team bag. I've got it all taped up, wrapped up, ready to go. If this was a $35 card, I would just slide this inside one of those bubble mailers and seal it. It has a sealing thing on it, self-sealing thing. And then you put, of course, the shipping label on it, and it's ready to go. And that's a way to show like extra respect for those cards that people make bigger purchases on. Now, could you put your shipping label on a normal envelope and ship it that way? Yes, you can. But if you want to be a little extra, these can also be used to sell, of course, larger quantities of cards. I have shoved hundreds of cards, not shoved. I've been, very respectful and thoughtful about it, but I've put lots of cards inside of these before. Actually, it was like collector sample packs. I once put like 100 collector sample packs inside one of these. Made it like a brick, which might have been a little much, but anyways. Okay. Thanks for watching. Love your feedback. Keep it coming. And if you made it this far in the video, please subscribe. The goal is 150 subscribers. We're getting there. And then can start doing live streams, answering questions live, hanging out. It'll be great. So anyways, thanks for being here. Have a great day.